Okay, let's go back. Let's talk to
Tell
some
me something
people.
good.
Why are you still hanging out here?
I'm a big fan of announcements. And I gotta love a shrill beep now and again. Wait for it. Ah?
Who doesn't?
I need to kick off at a second sometimes, and I get sick of rushing over. Then, it grew on me. I like watching travelers. Trying to imagine the worlds they carry with them in their heads, and I got a thing for the crumpets here. I think I could have been a great professor of psychology, but I never could sit in a chair, now could I?
Have you been sending me messages?
No. And the way you say that makes me think these aren't your standard messages.
You could say that.
If anyone is threatening you, I need to know right now.
Why?
Because common courtesy.
I don't find that particularly reassuring since I'm not sure who is after me.
Right, I've been meaning to ask you about that.
Right now, you and I have about the same amount of information. And unless you actually know something,
Eh?
I'll let you go.
Bye. Alright,
Goodbye.
bye.
Where were you? I wasn't sure if you had a party or if you got murdered. Either
Huh?
way, it would have been nice to be invited.
I went to spend a little time at a cabin.
Who just goes to a cabin by themselves? Shut up! Did you bring Alec?
You know Alec?
I know he's not into me, but now I see why.
Alec did not come with me. And how do you know about him anyway?
I'm not here to judge.
There's nothing to judge.
Let me
Oh,
check
she's
the docket.
judging.
May I refer you to the case of Tree versus Nancy and Alec? Tree alleges Kiss.
Ugh, enough!
Oh, fine, I believe you. I'm just jealous. ING. Phew.
I'll let you go.
See you later.
Ned, I want to talk to you.
Hey, Nancy, what's going on? Your dad wanted me to book a flight to Scotland.
Yeah, I knew that might happen.
I did not. What's going on? Your dad seemed really upset.
He is. He thinks I'm in danger.
And he's just now noticing this?
He seems to think that it's different this time. He might be right.
Well, tell me, what's happening?
She's annoying, yeah, a little bit. She's honestly suspect number one for me right now. Suspect number one, I say. Okay, let's see.
I got a message to come find out what really happened to my mom.
I thought your mom was in a bad accident when she was visiting a friend.
Well, that's what I thought too, but
But what?
something weird happened before she left. My mom and dad got into this fight. It was like nothing I'd seen before, but I didn't know what to do about it.
You were just a kid, Nancy.
I wasn't just a kid, I was her daughter, and I should have done whatever it took to get her to stay.
Nancy, maybe your dad is right. Maybe this is too dangerous. It might be best to just come home.
Ned, there's a reason I called you and not someone else.
It's not the charm?
It's never the charm.
That's the backhand. Standing by for the compliment.
Sorry, that's not how I meant to put it, Ned. I know you can make the promise I need you to make. Promise to help me, even if that means pushing me towards something dangerous. Do you understand what I mean?
I do.
Good. Oh, thank you. From here on out, no holding anything back. No protecting me from myself.
I could agree to that.
I knew you could, and I'm sorry to ask that of you.
All I ask is you do whatever it takes to make it home in one piece.
Have I ever missed a date?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All of the time.
For sure.
Have I ever missed anything that was really important to you?
No.
Then it's a deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like a whole thing in one of the games. Maybe it's one of the later ones, I'm not sure. Yeah,
don't
let's talk
know
about
who
this.
else to ask. I'm getting calls from an anonymous caller. It might be Revenant.
What are they saying?
They want me to help them.
Don't.
Ned, don't forget what you promised.
Okay. Help them do what?
Little things. I think they're trying to figure me out.
So you don't think they're asking you to do anything that would hurt anyone?
If they do, obviously I'll stop. But they're promising me information about my mom, about what she was doing up until the point of the accident.
Do you really want to know about that?
Yes, I really do.
Then I guess I don't know what to tell you. If you're not doing anything bad and you need to know,
I do.
then I guess you could be the judge of what's best. But maybe you don't need to know.
That's not how I work.
I know, but maybe everything you need to know about your mom, maybe you already know all of that.
I mean, I did technically cooperate with them.
I'm cooperating with the calls from Revenant.
So you can learn more about what happened to your mom, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a smart thing to do?
No,
I
not
don't
really.
know.
Me either.
I had my bag stolen at the train station.
Oh no, did you lose anything valuable?
This poem I had, it was my mom's.
She wrote it?
No, it was her favorite poem, Jabberwocky.
That poem is confusing.
All the good ones are.
I prefer haiku. Easier to understand.
I see what you did.
Well, at least you can replace it.
No, that's the thing. I can't. My mom had marked it up in this strange way.
What do you mean?
She color-coded it in the book. I always thought it was a code, but my dad was really weird about all of her things, so I was only ever able to make a copy.
The original is still there?
I think so.
Moira was kidnapped.
Moira was kidnapped.
Whoa! By who?
I have no idea.
Be careful out there, okay?
Imagine just spraying that on someone at the very end of a conversation. Oh yeah, and by the way, someone
I'll
was
let you go.
Thanks,
kidnapped.
bye.
Okay. Ooh, it was loud. Yeah, I'll call Dad. Carson Drew.
I'm stuck here.
What do you mean?
My passport has been revoked.
What? By whom?
I don't know. I'm working on it. But I'm not surprised. The world your mom moved in.
Yeah, when were you going to tell me about that?
I can't fix this for you.
I'm not asking you to fix things for me.
I'm not helping you.
Dad.
Why were you fighting?
Before Mom left, why were you two fighting?
No, Nancy, if you're not going to listen to reason, you're on your own.
Look, I know you're mad at me,
Mad at you? You're not even in the right ballpark.
but I'm not being stubborn.
I can't encourage you. I can only ask you to please, please stop.
You say she cared so much. Why did she leave? I'm not a kid. It's time to tell me.
Nancy, drop it.
No, I won't. This is why you won't tell me anything. You've always told me how she had this big heart. But what about me?
Is that what you think?
Should it be?
She left for you. For me too. Because she would have walked through fire if it meant that the world you grew up in was even slightly better. I think she thought she had to. Maybe she did have to. I knew when I married your mother that nothing would ever be simple again. I'm sorry that you didn't get to choose like I did. But that's family for you.
Why were you and Mom fighting?
She wanted to go to Scotland. I knew it was going to be dangerous.
Why did she want to go?
That was classified. I don't know.
But you knew it was dangerous.
I knew. Your mom was like you. She put the needs of others in front of her own. I knew Glasgow needed too much. I knew she'd give too much.
Alright, I'll let you go.
I'll let you go.
Goodbye.
My luggage.
Oh.
Alec must have had it delivered. Wait a second. Mom's stuff is missing. Did Alec take it?
Money. Alec.
Thank you for finding my suitcase.
I hope you don't mind. I took a peek inside to confirm it was yours. I gotta say, if you're so attached to your mom's jeans, why did you take them on an international flight?
Those are mine.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah.
right. You look nice
What a
today,
face.
he said with a hopeful smile.
Let's just move on. There was a poem in my suitcase. It's missing.
What are you talking about?
There was nothing like that in there?
Not that I saw.
See you
Alright,
around.
see you around.
See you around.
Okie dokie. Oh, money. There's gotta be information around here. This is 6 numbers. But I haven't even seen 6 numbers. Do I need a hint? Am I stuck? Oh. Scottish history. I do have this book. April 1320. Oh, okay. Money. They're like spy kids in here. It's a radio. Ooh, phone calls.
Nancy, come see me. I've put a card in your safe. Your password is your room number times the price of a serving of haggis at the deli outside the hotel.
Why?
Why not?
The Jabberwocky. I knew that was important.
Remember what we used to say? If ever we need to run, beware the Jabberwock, my son. Thank you for that poem today and the colorful language. I'm stuck and you're stuck listening to me think out loud. The name means something. Colony, colony. I've looked at every colony I could think of. Maybe the name is the joke? Or maybe it's a reference to how colonists come in small numbers, with superior technology and authority, and they take over. Or maybe it's bees? Maybe it's a way to kill the queen and keep the hive. Not the literal queen. If there are MI5 eyes on this, nobody panic. It's a metaphor, or would be if it made more sense. What I keep coming back to are those events. I knew I was onto something when I started following the story The Standard. I knew I was really onto something when the Cathedral was as interested as I was, but that was years back. Why haven't I figured it out yet? I have a fever. I do some of my best and worst thinking with a fever. You know that. This is either the former or the latter. No clue. Why did it stop so suddenly? That's what scares me. Pretend you're a bad guy for a second. You know how this ability to make groups of unrelated strangers react in a somewhat predictable fashion. You spend years perfecting it, and then once your proof of concept is completed, you're not going to just walk away from that. Now think about this, and think about Colony. The ultimate attempt at a bloodless coup. Remember when we sat in on the epidemiology report? It takes about 20% of the population to become infected at the same time to cripple a city. I need to sleep. Thinking about future uses of Colony. I need to, it's my job, but I hate it. It's too terrible. Give a man a hammer, he'll build a house. Because he can. Give that same man a sledgehammer, he'll knock the walls out of that house because he can't help himself. I knew this reminded me of something, the way Revenant acts, the way they play with people. Remember the article I wrote about Edward Bernays, the pioneer of public relations? I know you remember because you begged me to shut up about it, but I was stuck on it. Sigmund Freud's nephew takes everything he learns from his uncle and applies that understanding of human weakness in a very large-scale manner. Bernays knew what drives us, and he taught advertisers how to harness and redirect those drives to the highest bidder. You know that feeling you have when you need something at the store but can't figure out why? That's him. What if someone wanted to harness that same power but on a larger scale? What if someone wanted to redraw the map of the world without wars? By just convincing us we need to, whatever it is we're told. I know I sound crazy. I used to think Revenant was crazy, but what if I'm right? What if they really are experimenting? A way to wage war without war would be noble, if it weren't so scary at the same time. I'm running now. Put the scientists and family on a plane. Play the pipes. Read the letters as they appear from left to right. It's done. I stopped it. Until R pulls out of the city, I'm in huge danger. You are too. If they find me, you have to burn everything. Not even the agency can be trusted. Take it all offline. You'll be caught and they'll burn you, but you know you owe me this. If I'm not around to drive all the nails into Colony's coffin, you have to. At cafe you hate. Leaving through the kitchen. Live or die, this is goodbye. No active connection. Password. Nancy. Darn.
Check. Check.
Ugh. Okay, I guess let's go get the key from my room. Okay, the price of haggis, right? Where is it? Suspects? No. Observations. Haggis at the deli. Room number times the price of haggis. Oh, shoot. I always forget I'm inside the elevator. So it's 727 times 5. Oh my lord. 727 times 5. 7 times 5 is 35.
What did Ewan say was the code to get in here again?
Oh, okay. It's just a maximum of 5. Wait, what did that say?
What's
Said,
that?
who? Oh.
That is not normal. I need to take a closer look at her room.
Where's her room?
I need to use the keycard Ewan gave me to activate this panel. That's new. It must be part of Cathedral security.
Whoa.
Ah, Nancy, what's up? Pretty impressive, huh?
Are you my Cathedral contact?
My code name is Ewan. And before you ask, no, I did not choose it. Would have chosen something better. Shadow, Blizzard, or some better word that doesn't also sound like a name you'd give a horse.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of questions.
Can you look into Alec Fell for me?
Aye.
Do you have anything that could help me keep an eye on Bridget?
Well, not as such. You're not
Unless.
afraid of heights now, are you? Check this out. Find a bow, and you can use this to zip across the courtyard. It's not safe, but it is fun.
I don't trust that. I'm gonna fall.
Why was the attack centered on Glasgow?
We wondered that as well. It took us too long. We had that special vanity that made us think our lives were more important than anyone else's. And that blinded us to the obvious. It was Glasgow because someone here wanted to play a risky game. When Revenant sees someone they think could be pointed in a direction they find advantageous, they drop a trail of breadcrumbs.
Is there anything you could tell me about Bridget?
That girl upstairs, I ran her background on a hunch.
And?
Nothing. Try not to let her become collateral damage. She seems sweet.
Is Cathedral a part of MI5?
It is, and yet it is not.
I understand.
And yet you don't. I love duplicity. And yet,
You hate it.
there's my girl. I like your style.
But
No, I genuinely do.
What exactly do you do
what
here?
exactly do you do here?
In the intelligence game, the dumb ones get manipulated, and the clever ones get buried.
And the particularly clever ones?
Well, they win, of course. But that's most likely not you. No offense, it's not me either.
The creepy messages I'm getting on my phone. Who do you think is sending them?
I've been trying to track the source of the message. Grats await the mysterious stranger who coded that monstrosity.
Do you know who Kate Drew was?
Aye, we all do. I know she's your mom. You can call her that.
So she really wasn't a reporter?
She was, and was quite good. But she was also one of ours.
A spy?
Aye.
What or who was she spying on?
Figured you'd want to know. I gave you basic clearance on the archives. There is a station set up for you along the wall.
How did my mom stop the attack?
Your mother isolated the man who was orchestrating the attack. And of course he knew nothing, and had nothing that could lead back to Revenant. All he could say was whatever he needed had a way of appearing. and the same person never visited him twice. No one knew what they were bringing him, or why. It was perfectly and alarmingly decentralized.
So what exactly does Revenant want?
Back in the days of mud huts and the like, some years the
Mud
harvests would be
huts.
light. Sometimes, when that happened, two kings would meet and plan a war to thin their flocks. Then, no one would ever know of their failures. That is what Revenant wants. They don't want to take over the world. They want to keep it.
Why are you my contact?
In order to do my job, I have to have top information clearance. But I'm not an agent per se. Civilian liaison work often falls to me. If you're asking what that means, you may not like the answer.
May not?
Absolutely won't. You're not considered a player. You're considered an asset. You're more or less on your own. You get to chat with me, and that's it.
I'm an asset. Woohoo!
Are you the one who sent me the message to come to Scotland?
No.
Do you know who did?
Nope.
Do you know why?
Yes, in fact I do. Someone thinks you have special insight into the secrets that were lost with Kate Drew.
I don't.
Well, perhaps you do. How about you get caught up on the basics first before making up your mind?
Who is Revenant?
We do not know exactly. That's just what we're calling him.
I'm seeing a pattern.
That pattern is called chaos. Simply put, they're the bad guys.
Less simply put,
In this game of cat and mouse, we thought we were the cat.
but you're the mouse.
We're the mouse. They're the trap.
His phone is very vertical. Standing like upright. Anyways.
What is your role with Cathedral?
I'm the watcher in the wires. I protect the status quo. And, for the time being, you.
What do you mean by protect the status quo?
Society rides on a rail, like a trolley. The rails are solid and modest and predictable. Those are your desk types. They get married, they have some kids, buy a house they can't afford, and never again are they unpredictable, or interesting, or alive even. But the catenary line, the third rail, that's what drives the world forward. People that have a charge running through them, they move the world forward. Or they try to destroy it. I make sure that won't happen.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Ooh. Graphs. Data. Computers. Whoa.